Hey book pals, I am back today with my August book haul. I did go a little crazy in the month of August, but bear with me. I did drop my youngest off at college and my oldest is off in law school. They are both far from me, and this is my coping mechanism. I buy books. Usually I buy them secondhand. This is the first time in years that all of my purchases are coming brand new from bookstores or from other sources. So, unlike me, but I figured I may as well share in the misery of overconsumption with you all. First, I got, this is actually not in the order in which I purchased them, but whatever. I found a copy of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue for about $5 at Walmart, where my son is staying. And since I had just finished reading Her Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil and loved it, I figured this is my opportunity to buy another book of hers for relatively nothing and get a chance to enjoy her writing one more time. I also didn't realize that this was in the bargain bin, and look at this beautiful copy. It's like gold foiled and pretty. I didn't expect that. I didn't even notice it until I started filming this. So there's that one. Then I had my book of the month book order this month. I picked Immortal Consequences with its beautiful sprayed edges, and this is it is by Ivy Marie, and it is a book about a challenge to kind of win favor in this land, more or less your typical new fantasy premise. So there's a challenge, a game of some sort, and there are other people playing the game, and some people are rewarded with a fate worse than death. So it sounded interesting. I do regret getting this copy from Book of the Month only because when I looked, the Fairy Loot subscription for this month, the adult fantasy box, is this title as well. So I will now have two copies of this, but it's fine. Broken Country is another one that I got from Book of the Month only because I had an extra credit with them this month. I didn't pick a book last month. There was just nothing that tickled my fancy. So this month I had an extra credit and I went ahead and got Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. And this one is based on like a murder, small town murder, and something about a first love. So the few people I know that have read this have said that it is like a thriller and a love story wrapped in one. So that sounds really interesting to me. My aardvark choices for this month, there was nothing in there this month that really spoke to me, but I didn't want to skip a month because I had a credit for them as well. And so I picked Well Actually, which was a romance on their list for this month. And this sounds kind of cute. It's kind of like he's trying to redeem himself after years of her thinking that he broke her heart, and she allows him, but reluctantly, and then that fake dating situation turns into something a little more real. I have not read a lot of romance, but the ones that I read that are fake dating for some reason happen to really hit with me. So this sounded like something I might enjoy. So I picked that up. And then with my extra credit, I went ahead and got one that I did not get the month that it was available, that it was one of the choices, because I wanted another book so badly on that month's list. So I finally picked it up. It's Stephen Graham Jones's The Buffalo Hunter. He is one of my favorite horror authors, and his horror is a little out there. It's not as gory. I'm not going to say that, actually. Some of the things I've read of his are gory, but his always have like a deeper meaning to them, and that really speaks to me. I actually did one of his short stories with my AP Lit class last year when I was still teaching. So I do like his writing. I know that he's gotten a lot of criticism for this book because of that writing. I don't think that everybody knows that that's the way he writes, but it is, and I love it. So I'm excited to read this one. I then picked up where's the other one? I ordered two. The Bone Shard Daughter is one that I have wanted to read for a while. It is the premise for the magic system in this one is something that just interests me because it's different, and I feel like I read a lot of fantasy and a lot of those magic systems just sound the same to me. So I'm looking forward to starting a series. I think it's a trilogy that has a different premise for their magic system. I also like that this is kind of a feminist tale where the young daughter of the king tries to learn the bone shard magic when she's not supposed to, and so I like characters like that. I like that premise where the girl kind of takes over. And then I finally picked up my first Guy Gabriel Kay book. I chose The Lions of Arasan. This is not the one that everybody says you should start with, but it's the one that everybody likes. So why am I going to read something that a lot of people don't like? I'm going to go ahead and read the one that people are enjoying. So I went ahead and got this one, and I hope to start that before the end of the year. I visited my mom. She lives really close by, and I see her all the time, but I don't often go to her house because we like to go out. So we meet. But I went to her house earlier in the month, and she and her partner had both read James by Percival Everett, and they loved it. He had a signed copy, and he's not one to keep his books after he reads them. He does not like to have like the physical copies everywhere, and he has gifted me so many of his books, but this is such a treat. I mean, it's a signed copy. I was like, are you sure you don't want this? And he's like, no, you can have it. You need to read it, keep it, enjoy it, pass it on if you don't like it. So I'm super excited to finally have a copy of this. It's been on my mind to read, and I didn't have a copy, so now not only do I have a copy, but it's a signed copy. Like, what? Super excited. Then I was a really good girl and went into Barnes & Noble for to Target for one book, and I actually walked in, got the book, and walked out. Did not get any extra books. I was so proud of myself. I got The Throne of Glass only because I have Assassin's Blade, and I told myself I was going to behave with this series and not buy the whole series up front like everybody else does. I was just going to buy the book I was reading. So I bought Assassin's Blade probably a year ago, and I was told originally that's the one you should read first, but then everything I'm reading says you should read Throne of Glass first in order to get the biggest bang for your buck emotionally, and I want nothing more than to cry with a good book, so I'm going to go that route. I will read the one that's going to depress me the most, so Throne of Glass it is. I went in, got it, walked out. I'm going to finish this book before the end of the year. Then I took a trip to Barnes & Noble to buy my daughter a planner for college, and I mean, I'm there, so I'm going to buy something. I picked up 2 short ones, but 2 that have been on my list for a while. So I picked up Martha Wells. Martha Wells is All Systems Red. It's the first one in the Murderbot series. It is a sci-fi that a lot of people enjoy. They say it's kind of funny, but it's also really good. So it's a short read. This one is only 150 pages, 147 pages. So I'm looking forward to seeing if that's a sci-fi I can really get into. And then I picked up I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons by Peter S. Beagle. It is about a man who is charged with taking over the family business of dragon extermination when he is called to exterminate the dragons in the royal castle, all while the princess is getting ready to meet her betrothed. So there's a lot going on in here, but I hear that this is a really cute tale, so I'm excited to read this and see where that goes. So those are my books. I also have a box from Fairy Loot coming, but it's not supposed to be here until September 2nd, so I figured I'm not going to shop anymore. Fingers crossed. I'm not going to shop anymore before the 1st of September anyway, and so I can go ahead and do this book haul video. I will say that I know Fairy Loot is I have a 2-book subscription where I get the young adult fantasy and the adult fantasy. I know that the adult fantasy is Immortal Consequences, which I already showed you. I don't remember what I heard the second one was going to be. So I will do an unboxing of that when it arrives. But these are the books that I have so far for August, and hopefully I won't have a book haul for a long time because I don't misbehave this badly, usually. So that's my book haul for August. Let me know what you've gotten this month or what you've read that you're really into. I'd love to share notes on some of these. All right, have a great day.